Welcome into the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Center here on a gorgeous and cold Saturday morning. I'm Madison Cruz. Joined with me is Nick Alifi as we get you ready for Atlanta United Academy versus CF Montreal. The U-18s taking the field today as a big matchup today for Atlanta United. Not only do you have this match in the AM, you also have the first team on the road to Cincinnati here at 2:30.
It's a big soccer weekend here, and I'm just really excited to see the interplay today between different cohorts of this Atlanta United U-18 side, looking at what at Gabriel Wesa, Jonathan Hernandez, and Aiden Torres can bring, getting the ball up to Isaiah Vicente. That's going to be something that I am certainly looking forward to, and the learning experience, the opportunity for the CF Montreal side, Atlanta United side, to meet up on the pitch. Very exciting.
As you take a look at the starting lineup, Isaiah Vicente, he has been huge for this side, getting the chance to see him grow. You're partnering him with Landon Zuniga as well as Jonathan Hernandez. Those players combining. The player that stands out to me is getting the chance to see him with the second team is Braden Dunham. He was man of the match in that first game for the Twos. So getting the chance to start here, he's already had that professional experience. So getting the opportunity to come in and lead this back line, it's going to be a ton of fun to see what he can bring.
As any defender will tell you, to have the opportunity to work next to someone who has professional experience, that calm, cool, collective mentality on the ball, the ability to marshal the midfield in front to help kind of shunt those attacks to the left, to the right, to keep anything from going right down the center. It's critical. It's a game-changing opportunity, and that is something that you cannot get anywhere else other than right here. That ability to have that fluidity between the academy side and the Twos. That is just, it's a game changer.
As you see Braden Dunham wearing the captain's armband there, wearing the number 8. We'll go ahead and give you the lineup for CF Montreal. Don't have the formation just yet, so we'll get that to you once the game gets going. But in goal, we have Jeremy Senon. And then at number 5, we have Joss Desidiayo. And then number 28, Carl Tachana. Number 16, Daniel Bagnet. Number 25, Nathaniel Torrebelar. And then number 8, we have Armand Cariamba. Number 30, Achilles Sadiq. Number 20, George Jakam. Number 29, Vitali Mochan. Number 24, Kaid Casimir. And then up front for CF Montreal, number 9, Owen Graham Roche.
Yeah, it's going to be critical to stop Owen Graham Roche from finding that space between the defenders, and that is really where you're going to find Dunham playing a critical role today.
Both lineups walking out to the pitch. Going to have one final chat with their head coaches before they take the field for 45 minutes. It's been so much fun watching the U18s. Glad to finally be back. It's the first academy game of the 2025 season. Hopefully going to start off on the right foot here today at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground.
The coin toss coming into play, that sun is rising from the east. It's going to be right in the eyes of that CF Montreal side to start. That's going to really be beneficial on long balls, any sort of vertical play. It's going to be that little bit of pause as you're trying to navigate where the sun is. That's something that can make a difference early on in the game.
You also can hear the wind blowing in our mics as well. Gonna be another impact on the game as well, seeing where the ball can bounce, especially when it gets launched into the air, which direction it's gonna go. Could help benefit actually CF Montreal as they're gonna be going from left to right, and then Atlanta United going from right to left.
Yeah, if you're watching this live stream from outside of the Atlanta area, we have about 15 different seasons, and right now we're fake winter part 3. So
fake spring, fake winter, all of the above. I believe the groundhog did say that we were supposed to get 6 more weeks of winter, so we were lied to. CF Montreal will get set. Movchan standing over the ball, and let's kick it for 45 here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground.
Long ball right away.
That's where that wind can help you there. That was all the way from the goalkeeper, Jeremy Sanon. Launched it all the way right into the hands of Ransom. Ettinger. Akintobi. He'll pass it back to Ettinger, who will find Braden Dunham on the left side.
Great vision seeing that crossfield pass.
Dunham finds Jonathan Hernandez. Hernandez feeds it up. Akintobi right up top. Vicente gets a touch, but it rolls out. A great sequence to start for the U18s.
The ability for Hernandez to find Vicente, that he almost had it. Looking at the replay here. Hernandez launches it up. Vicente takes a sweet bounce, just got away from him.
Intercept, and Dunham steps forward, but Montreal's able to come away with it, and it will be a foul against Atlanta. Gadiamba brought down, and he'll go and pass it back quickly.
Love the organized shift here from Atlanta United. That's a sign of great coaching. Anytime you see a whole team start moving in sequence like that, in concert.
Desidiayo, his ball is intercepted by the Five Stripes. Torres heads it down. Gadiamba. Bit of ping pong. The ball finally settles, and the Five Stripes are able to win back possession. Back to Dunham. Armistead. Dunham feed it up to Vicente, but it rolls all the way to Sanon.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking those opportunities, seeing that if somebody's not necessarily paying attention.
Diayo dribbling forward. Dore Belar running up the right. Movchan has it intercepted by Dunham. Dunham to Vicente. Back out, Vicente.
Riayo there with the quick pick for Montreal. Atlanta really probing that back line of CF Montreal.
Surveying his options. Tichana. Play the Five Stripes, but CF Montreal's right there to win it back.
CF Montreal's bench extolling their charges to try to get the ball up to the right. They saw a lot of space there momentarily, but CF Montreal.
It's a dangerous play. You had the CF Montreal center back playing it back to Sanon, but Vicente was right there almost trying to intercept it.
That's the modern game right there, where you have your front line who's doing just as much work defending as the back line. They get the quick recovery, 10 seconds or less, put the ball back on frame.
Headed back out will be another throw-in incoming for Atlanta. 4 minutes into the match, we are scoreless, 0-0. Ayo Akintobi. We'll take the long throw-in. Headed out. Torres able to win it back. Akintobi, quick one-touch pass. Long cross into the box. Headed out by Montreal. Dunham comes to collect. Dunham was looking to try to make the pass, but it will go off and will be a goal kick here for Montreal.
One thing on that sequence was Sanon slipping. As we watch this replay here, the cross, Sanon's, he goes to slip down. That was maybe in his mind. Even coming in, are you wearing the right studs for the turf? If you're slipping around in the back, that is something to keep an eye on. It's those little things that make the difference in the game sometimes.
Dunham.
Very calm on the ball.
Out to Armistead. It's taken away from him, but wins the throw-in for the 5 stripes. Grayson Armistead was looking for Vicente. That bounce is off, and it will be a throw-in incoming for Montreal. Dore Bellar. Launches it back. Trying to win it. Atlanta finally does. Vicente was trying. It's great pressure for Montreal. Long throw-in. Headed back, Dunham. Both teams trying to win possession. Atlanta finally does. What
Beautiful.
A touch to connect to Akintobi on the right. Hernandez will be brought back. It's a great touch from Montreal with an opportunity here to break. Driving up the left. Looks for the low
Beautiful.
cross, but it's cleared out by Atlanta. Tejidiayo.
Dore Bellar is out here by himself on the right. The bench is, Montreal bench is screaming.
Montreal will go back out onto the left. Dore Bellar still wide open on that right side. They try the cross. It skips past everybody. Still loose in the box. One shot off of Ransom. Still falls to Montreal. Coming in to clear it is Akintobi. Didn't clear it enough. Montreal still on the break. We'll try another low cross. It's cleared out. And it rolls all the way back out to the back line.
Finally.
Dore Bellar. Cross in.
A little too much.
Still able to keep it in play. And we'll go out for a throw-in for the 5 stripes. We'll take another look back at that sequence. Look at the save.
Beautiful. Look at that point. Blake Rage takes a shot right off his chest. Beautiful placement. Right place, right time. Large in that spot.
Akintobi. Whistle is blown. So it will be a free kick incoming for Montreal. Referee doesn't like where the ball was being played. They'll bring it all the way back. Montreal going to use this almost as a set piece moment. Only 2 players back. This ball just floats in the air. Unable to do anything. Akintobi heads it out. Finds Hernandez. Hernandez trying to create something on the break, but it falls to Sanon.
I think he saw how far Sanon was off his line. I love the opportunity, but just not enough on it.
Tried the through ball, but Ian Ettinger was right there to clear it. So it will be an incoming corner kick for Montreal as we are 10 minutes into the match. Still scoreless here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground.
With the way this game has gone so far, very physical on both sides, high energy, and at the same time, a lot of composure. This is something that is really exciting if you're a fan of either one of these teams, is that both teams have been very composed on the ball. It's great, that pipeline of talent that the MLS academies are developing.
Ettinger's ball found Armistead. He was looking to feed it up to Zuninga, who's making the run, but I think the wind kind of pushed that one out of play. So Montreal throw in, it'll go all the way back to Sannon.
You know, Matty, to your point earlier, the wind really has been playing a role here on some of these crosses. When it gets a hold of it, just causes the ball to die. Always you a half-second opportunity to make a secondary adjustment.
I mean, I think you even saw it in that coming
here for a minute. Everybody's kind of staring at it.
All rows out will be a throw-in for the Five Stripes. It's a battle for the ball. Montreal's able to come away with it. We'll try the shot. It deflects. Atlanta trying to get it out of their defensive half.
That's going to be an opportunity they're going to want back. That instead of trying to launch it forward, maybe try to find that simple short pass, get some this pressure from CF Montreal. CF Montreal looking for a big switch here.
Tejediayo ran forward. The opportunity.
Great from Ransom.
Took a deflection, was trying to connect to Dore Belar, but Ransom read it perfectly. Zuninga. Out to Akintobi on the right. He'll pull him. Out to Armistead. Armistead, one touch. Just looking for Zuninga. Montreal intercepts it. Tejediayo. Gonna try to hold the ball for a little bit. Take their time, try to slow things down.
And it's smart to do that. I think that's something that I really enjoy seeing out of academy sides nowadays.
Dore Belar tracking it down.
Beautiful defense.
That was great work from Grayson Armistead. Was able to track it all the way. Armistead. Vicente. Vicente still able to hold on under a lot of pressure. Vicente driving forward. Takes the cross wide open on the side. Hernandez will take the shot. It deflects, still loose in the box. One shot that goes
there. One from Armistead using his body, knocking the Montreal player off the ball. And this shot right here, look at that. Amazing slide from CF Montreal, well timed. There's some who may not like their defender sliding in the box like that, especially depending upon the referee. There may be quick to make a call, but in that situation, if I was the coach, if I was the manager, I'm all about it. Strong, confident defending.
Torres still loose in the box. Montreal finally clears it. Touch doesn't go the way Atlanta wants it to. So Brian is there, finds Ransom. Ransom clears it.
Opportunity.
Zuninga. Up top. Wesse. Clears it out. But it recycles all the way back to Atlanta. So Brian out to Akintobi. Akintobi. Hernandez. Hernandez was looking for Vicente. He's trying to find the cutback cross, but it's deflected out and read well by Montreal.
Going back to the corner. That ball just ping-ponging around. Every defender's eyes about the size of a dinner plate on that one.
Dunham. Armistead. Was trying to connect to Vicente, who was right there. And then you had Jonathan Hernandez making the drive into the box. Tries the one-touch volley. but it goes wide.
Just a little bit wide, and again, I'm 100% okay with taking that shot. You have CF Montreal in a bad place. The defense is spread out. They're trying to recover their position and spacing. If you have an opportunity to try to one-touch that shot, you do it.
So it's a goal kick here for Montreal. On the left. Long ball forward. Ransom will just clear it out of play. Throw-in incoming for Montreal. Looks like the ball went way over where it needs to be, so we're going to use a ball from over here on our side of the pitch. One thing that does always suck, especially when the ball does go over all the way into field 4, you have to have someone running to track that ball down.
Well, I just hope they had a smartwatch on so they're calculating the steps that they're getting in.
Oh, you have to get your steps. But it's stolen right back by Atlanta. That was Aiden Torres.
Atlanta seems to have had more luck working the ball down the left side of the pitch and then working over to the right as opposed to working down the right side of the midfield. CF Montreal really locking that space down. A lot of back and forth play over there.
Hernandez, it was a heavier touch, rolled out, was a quick throw in for Montreal. We'll get another one coming up. But Io Akintobi stepped right in front of that play. He didn't allow it to develop. Montreal throws it back to the back line. Making the run. Low pass, looking in the box. It's cleared away, still loose. Dore Belar. Atlanta trying to clear it out of their defensive third, still can't. Montreal with another opportunity. Sadiq launches it in. Ransom coming forward.
Beautiful.
Is able to get a hand to it and then is able to catch it as it's coming down. He rolls it out. Quick restart for Atlanta.
Watching this sequence right here, the cross in, Ransom jumping up and doing what every NFL safety says to do. If you cannot snag the ball, just put a hand on it and deflect it. Ransom being...
Didn't expect to have an American football and football references here today.
Hey, look, that's my homage to Jared Smith.
Tichana. Desiayo.
As we're working through this first half, the one thing that I'm seeing out of CF Montreal's bench is they're wanting Montreal to move a little faster. Anytime they get the ball, any change of possession, they're wanting Montreal to be about a half step faster. And it's an adjustment for Montreal going into the second half. Atlanta, meanwhile.
What a ball. Dejediayo. Dore Belar is able to track it down. Armistead doing great work defensively. Montreal, it still has it. Atlanta able to get it out of the 16-yard box, but Montreal's able to recycle. And a wayward pass that falls right to Aiden Torres. Torres skipping through Montreal players is able to connect Zuninga back through, creating the play, tries to finish it.
Wow.
and it just goes wide. Whew. Or look at that whole play from Torres.
Watch the chef cook. Finds it.
Ooh.
Give it go. That one touch right there. Oh. If he lands that, that's on Sports Center.
Oh, we'll send it in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just that connection, too, from Torres creates the sequence, finds Zuninga right there, and Zuninga noticing where he's going to be. Just that one pass to the outside.
In the academy side, right?
Yep.
I mean, and that's the difference. Is you work your way up the pyramid, the space closes down so quickly. How tall you are, not how strong you are, but how quick you can make these little tiny decisions that impact play. And you're seeing it here. So much fun to watch.
Able to read it that time. Five stripes, able to regain possession. Ettinger. Akintobi. Finds Torres. Back to Dunham. Finds Armistead. Armistead. Sobrian. Was looking for the through ball. Was trying to find Akintobi. Ettinger. Bounces all the way back to Jonathan Ransom. Unable to hold on to that one to keep it in play. He'll just have to knock it out for a corner incoming for Montreal.
Yeah, Ransom's going to want that one back. Awkward bounce. Did the best he could with a bad situation. At the end of the day, the ball is not in front of the goal, so it's not the worst, but at the same time, you want everybody to work a little cleaner on that.
Third minute. It is still 0-0 here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. I'm Madison Cruz. Joined alongside me is Nick Alifi. As Montreal, it's an in-swinger. Looks for the outside, and it falls right on top of the goal. Just kind of floated. Whew. Almost like he was going to goal himself for that one.
Replay here. Nine. Armistead, that kid is a player. He's somebody that you want to keep an eye on. This and he looks like he's the next in line. I mean, I know that we talk about Dunham a lot and the professional experience he has, but 79, he looks like a player that if you take me as a scout and drop me somewhere and say, okay, outside of Dunham, who are we watching? Immediately, 79 is going to pop in my vision. The way he uses his body, his sense of timing. Some things in this game you can teach, some things are just come naturally, and his natural sense of timing on when to shield, when to put it in the shoulder, and to do so cleanly, that is something that every coach is just going to love. Look at that, jump right in timing, found it. Reads the game really well, knows when to step into the attack.
Has done a great job of just reading the play, especially stopping the attack on the right side. Atlanta, opportunity here. Hernandez tries shot, it deflects.
Akintobi wanted that one.
Akintobi tracking that one down. Montreal will clear it, will be a throw.
West at the top of the 18, screaming for the ball. But sometimes that ball's right at your feet. You think you have a little bit of space. Try to take the shot.
Sobrian. Wesse. Akintobi. It deflects. Montreal once again clears it out. Another throw-in incoming for 5 stripes. Montreal doing a great job of closing down
into the 18. They do a great job of reactionary defense, right? It's where, you know, you're trying to maintain your space, but at the same time you're making snap decisions, right? Do I challenge the ball? Do I challenge the man? How am I reading? Montreal's doing a great job in that aspect. Their defensive capabilities from the, but the minute they get in the 18, it is lockdown.
Dore Bellar. In the back line for Montreal. Surveying the options, he'll go back to the back line. Tachana. And Armistead. Armistead finds Vicente. Vicente 4v1. It rolls out and he wins the throw-in for the Five Stripes.
Well, look, Armistead was ready for the overlap. I mean, he went and jumped outside of the touch line, and he was ready to join the attack. So the idea is there, and that's one thing I'm looking for out of any academy game. Where are the ideas coming from? Are they, you know, is the sideline? Look at the sideline for the Stripes. There's no yelling, screaming. Like, these players have come up with these ideas organically. And to me, that's something that's very impressive.
Akintobi tried to create a cross, and it's blocked by Montreal, so we'll get thrown incoming for Atlanta. Gabriel Wesse steps up to take it on the far right-hand corner. And in, swinger in.
Oh.
Was trying to make the run. You had Vicente running in onto that far post. Just a little bit overhit. So we'll take another look at that.
Watching things creeping up. He sees he has a little bit of space. Hands on the hips. He's like, okay, now I'm going to go. If that ball is about half foot lower, that might be in the back of the net.
That's what Isaiah Vicente has done all season long for the Five Stripes. He just knows exactly where he needs to be, but he's not only a forward that's going to put himself in the attack, he's going to create opportunities, but he also is very good at putting so much pressure on the back line to try to win the ball back in those moments.
And that's one of the great things when you have a knowledgeable striker. You have the ability to sort of have your own gravitational pull. Wherever you move, defenders are going to follow. That creates space. And you saw that there. As Isaiah Vicente moved, the defenders moved with him, right? But he was smart enough to recognize, okay, I got a little bit of space here. I can kind of creep up, then make that sudden run. And when you're playing reactionary defense and you have a player who's changing gears and changing speed so quick, defense is not always easy to maintain.
It's a free kick for Montreal. Tejudiayo. Was looking for a sequence, but stepped right in front of it was the Five Stripes. It's still loose.
Battling over on the wing.
But it's a foul on the Five Stripes. It's great work from Akintobi to try and win it back, and then you create a situation where they're forced to make a foul and you earn yourself a free kick.
As a defender, give me those battles on the wing every time. I don't want to do it anywhere centrally. If I'm on the wing and having these battles, great.
It was a battle for the ball. Zuninga and Dore Bellar. But Zuninga earns the free kick, and they'll restart it from the back line. Armistead. Armistead driving forward, a late collision.
Italian motion coming in, strong hip. Cleared out Armistead, recognizing the danger.
There'll be a free kick for Montreal. There's a little bit of a grab.
There's an idea of a grab, maybe. But you know, here's the thing: is that if you're a player and you sell it, and it's bought, it's called. You know, it's just one of those things, one of those parts of the game. Break here.
Montreal was trying to bring it all the way back to the top of the 18. But taken away again, but unable to do anything with it. So it'll be a throw-in incoming for Atlanta.
Montreal trying to work down the wing and immediately pop that ball centrally, trying to get that direct opportunity. But the Atlanta defense, they read that so clearly, made an immediate adjustment.
32 minutes into the first half. The attacking opportunities have come from Atlanta here in the first half. Montreal on the break, tries.
Ettinger's a player who, in that sequence, really did some great work. It's not always about, are you putting a body on the ball, or sometimes it's about redirecting runners, right? Like the way that you move, your positioning, you make that person with the ball think, man, maybe I don't need to go this way. Maybe I need to go another direction. Ettinger, with his, just by presence, causing that ball to go to a different direction, and Atlanta gets the ball back.
Hernandez making the run on the right flank. Does a great work to win the corner for the Five Stripes. It's even great defending from Montreal.
With the replay here, Ettinger dropping. So see, when he makes that move, now suddenly the ball is not the cleanest strike. And that allows Ransom easy drop, recover the ball. And now Atlanta's trying to work their own shot on frame.
Still loose in the box. So we'll take another look. See it just bouncing in the, trying to find something.
Yeah, that bounce right there, you try to, sometimes you see the ball in flight and you just think to yourself, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick a foot out and try to grab it and make some magic happen. Opposition players right there, you're gonna get called. Nothing nefarious, just big eyes and a bouncing ball. That inner 5-year-old kicks in, you're like, I gotta get it.
And then you're also dealing too, you know, we've talked about the wind for most of the first half. You're also dealing with that element as well. You don't know when that wind gust is just going to come in and move the ball in a different direction, maybe places it in a different place, and then you're looking at a different conversation.
Beautiful defending.
Oh, great step from Akintobi. Ettinger clears it out. Comes away with it. That was Sadiq for Montreal. Able to win it back, brings it all the way back to the back line. Sadiq stood up. Atlanta's able to win it back. Hernandez.
Akintobi on that sequence, I mean, he was beat by about a good 1.5 feet and then was able to recover and really fight for the ball on the wing. Great work. It's one thing to keep the play in front of you. It's another thing when you have to recover and do so cleanly.
does a great job of it. Teshiayo is able to win it back for Atlanta and then tries to slow it down a little bit and passes it back to Sanon. Jeremy Sanon.
Great marshaling that Montreal back line. It's about a half a foot from finding clearance right through. Very good vision.
Able to keep it in play. Zuninga. Did it go out? Will be a throw. Dunham, and it just floats. As you saw, the Montreal defenders didn't know where it was going to go. Didn't know that the ball was still in play.
Yeah, the minute that ball gets about 3 feet off the ground, that wind grabs it. Just shoved it out of bounds.
Akintobi tried the shot himself from outside the 18. It rolls out. Will be a goal kick incoming for CF Montreal.
The replay here. Big switch. And watch the sequence here. Right up. So it was big switch, carry, and pop. That kind of explosive switching of fields puts a defense on its heels. Anytime you get a shot like that, even if you think, hey, look, that's not the most dangerous shot in the world, it makes a defense think. It says, okay, now I have to consider this other aspect of the attack. It's one more thing I have to worry about.
Akintobi all the way back to Ransom. Back down. Montreal able to win it back.
Ooh, look at
under
that.
Pressure. Handles it well. Sanon.
Beautiful.
Tried the switch. It's a throw-in incoming for Atlanta. They take it quickly.
Called for it. Received.
Vicente.
Oh.
Just wide. Still able to keep it in play.
Call goes against Atlanta. One thing you saw there was a partial press, right? So it's not a full heavy press where everyone is moving at the same time, but what you saw was a partial press that directs the ball. It's sort of like Jedi mind trick, right? Like you look up and you see this wall of black shirts running at you, think, oh my God, I got to move the ball over to this side, which is exactly where we want you to move it.
We got an NFL reference and then we got a Star Wars reference for the day. We gotta keep tabs. Loose ball.
Quick bounce. Clever grab there. It's enough to redirect, but not enough to get the call. It's a fine line.
Dore Bilar. Just trying to create something on the right side. They'll switch it to the left.
Beautiful.
Great ball. Akintobi gets ahead to it. Sadiq. Tichana. Tichana. Back to Sadiq. Sadiq driving in all by himself. A lot of bodies. It deflects off of Akintobi, and it will be a corner incoming for Montreal.
So notice on this right side where Dore Bilar has been by himself now. Now he's being supported with Tichana. And this is something that Montreal is starting to see. Now whether Atlanta wants them to see that or not is we'll find out. But it's something to keep an eye on.
In swinger.
A little too high. Jumped touch early. As a result, the ball pops.
In the 40th minute. Still scoreless.
Pressure coming.
High press from Montreal.
Great placement.
Wesse still able to hold on. Great work.
Wonderful.
Wesse still holding on.
Love that physicality.
Torres finds Akintobi. Akintobi resets it to Ettinger. Torres again. Dunham. Sobrian, Dunham, back to Ettinger. Quick touches, Torres. But able to come in and...
Well read by Montreal.
It was a great idea from Dunham, was trying to connect to Akintobi with the switch.
Armistead alone on the wing. Find him quickly before CF Montreal.
Armistead has the pass intercepted, but Torres is able to come in and clean it up.
Look how blue shirts working in concert. Atlanta's gonna have to be very clean with the ball if they want to break through that.
Senon.
Right below, out wide.
Ball just floated out of play as soon as the wind just took it away. Atlanta on the attack. Zuninga. Zuninga. Top of the 18. Wesse. All the way out. Back to Torres. Sobrian. Sobrian. All the way back out to Ettinger. Ettinger feeds it up to Akintobi. Akintobi with the shot. Vicenti.
One thing is they're getting lined up here. Go back to this replay. That cross was just a little knocked and almost the jumping wheel. But going back a moment ago, you saw Montreal trying to get the ball to Dory Ballard. Armistead gave him space. Remember what we talked about. Does Atlanta want Montreal to see that? And the minute that ball was in flight, that's when Armistead moved in.
Backtracking Hernandez. Sobrian. Back to Ransom. Ransom launches it clear. Vicenti gets the header. Finds Torres. Torres.
Beautiful.
Driving through. Was looking for Akintobi. Is able to hold it. Quick throw in for the 5 stripes. Torres. Rolls it back to Ettinger. Ettinger now driving into the attacking half.
Saw the space, but so did Montreal. Immediately making the adjustment. Battle on the wing.
It's great work from Jonathan Hernandez.
And I know we never, they're allowing those battles to take place on the wing. Not every official team does that. And they're letting the game play organically and naturally, and you have to give them credit for letting them do it.
Sobrian. But Ettinger with the step.
Good pop.
Still loose. There is a foul, and it will.
The Vicente hit the ground. They say that Tejiayo was fouled. I will allow, give me the battles on the wing for the occasional foul like that. I'll take it. I'll take that trade-off.
Sannon. Floating into Atlanta's defensive half. Dore Bilar collects. Sadiq. Back to Dore Bilar. Sadiq again. Was looking for the get it out of the defensive half.
Oh!
A good step, and it will be a foul for Montreal. What a step from Gabriel Wesse.
Yellow card issued. This right here on the replay, the pass could have been a touch cleaner, but immediately look at Wesse take that step.
It's that arm grab right there. Wesse gets the touch, and even if it was a bit heavy, he still has the opportunity to go.
It's Katayamba with the yellow card for CF Montreal.
Throw in for Atlanta. Akintobi. And that's gonna do it here for the first half. We are scoreless here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. We'll be right back here on atl.com/live for the second half with myself and Nick Khalifi. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground here on a gorgeous Saturday morning. It's gotten a little bit warmer for us here in the booth. Alongside Nick Alifi, I'm Madison Cruz, here to get you ready for the second half as Atlanta United hosts CF Montreal. It is scoreless as we head into the second half. But yeah, you know, weather's kind of picked up a little bit. It's a little bit nicer out. The sun's right on us, which is great, making it a lot warmer.
Yeah, the wind is still whipping around, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays in the second half. Also interesting to see in the second half is going to be the adjustments from both sides. Atlanta United, I thought, played really well in that first half. Just a couple of key moments, the differentiator and scoreline here, where it could have been a goal, maybe two, for Atlanta, if things had fallen the right way. As far as CF Montreal goes, I think it's more about moving with a sense of urgency. Right, that's one thing that I saw from the Montreal touchline was extolling them, move faster to take advantage of the space. We'll see if they do that coming up the second half. It is really hard to travel and maintain that sense of urgency. So it's a tough road for them.
Especially with Montreal, you had so many moments where Dore Bellar was wide open on that right side, and you want to utilize that space, especially up against a team like Atlanta United, where if you don't, they're going to pressure you, and then they're going to force you to make those turnovers, make those mistakes, make those passes that maybe you wouldn't necessarily make in those moments. And we've seen that in the first half. No goals have come from it for either side, so as we get ready for the second half, we'll see which side can break it.
I think both sides were excellent in a couple of areas. One, the back lines for both sides were really good. Montreal on the left side of the pitch, especially in that midfield zone, very hard to break down that interplay between their midfielders. And Atlanta United, their attack was on fire. Again, one bounce here, one bounce there. This is probably a very different ball game.
As you can hear the wind picking up in our mics once again.
Changed direction.
It did. It did this time. All right, let's kick it for 45 here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Headed out of play will be a throw-in for Atlanta. They take it quickly. Torres under pressure. It will be a foul against Montreal. Torres just gets stuck right in between two Montreal players.
It looked like Torres got cleaned out on that one. I'm not exactly sure how that ended up a blue shirt ball, but perhaps a clip on the way down.
Back in Montreal quickly. Dunham clears it out of the 18.
Calm presence. It's such a luxury to have an academy player who has any sort of professional experience at all. Dunham, that calm, cool, collected presence on the back line.
That's what you see. Especially, I think, for Atlanta United. You see so many of those academy players getting the opportunity to play professionally with the twos and even with the first team. As we saw that Dominic Chunkwee made his MLS debut against Charlotte. He's been someone who has come through the ranks here with the U18s, played here, played with the second team, and then went on to make his MLS debut. Caden Moore also playing with the second team. You've so many players who have gone with the academy, have gone to play with the twos professionally, earn that experience, and then bring that knowledge back here to the academy.
So we're changing a ball out here. Official doesn't like what she sees out of that particular ball. Under further examination now by the Atlanta staff. But Madison, to your point, not every MLS team has that. They don't have a functional pyramid where if you are a player in the academy, you can look up and say, no, I have a viable path forward. Not every team has that. And for Atlanta United to say, no, not only do we have a path, we're going to utilize it. To me, that is one of the most attractive parts about playing here in Atlanta. Something that would make any player say, no, there's a lot of other places I can go. I think I'm just going to go right down to the dirty South, sign up with the 5 stripes.
Torres trying to win back control, able to come in and sneak away with it.
Nice movement.
Back out Akintobi. Finds Hernandez. Akintobi on the run. Akintobi able to keep it in, gonna bring it towards the corner. Akintobi thought he earned the corner kick for Atlanta, but the AR on the side says no, it's a goal kick.
Like we talked about in the first half, Montreal's ability to play reactionary defense, it's fantastic. The minute the ball gets down into the attacking third, they are on it. And their ability to play one-on-one defense, really a difference maker in this game. You're seeing Atlanta find a lot of space between the half line and the 18, and the minute they get to the 18, that lockdown occurs. That's great 1v1 defending whenever you get it.
Free kick coming up for Atlanta. Referee let the advantage play for a second. Ultimately comes back.
This might be counterintuitive. I might just launch one at the goal, especially with the wind whipping around.
Grayson Armistead. He takes it short, connects to Torres. Torres holds on to it, whips it in. It's headed out by Montreal. Montreal will just clear it out of their defensive half. Comes back, clears it, wins the throw-in.
Armistead handling that awkward bounce and immediately running down the line. It's one thing when a defender knows, okay, here's my space, here's my area of responsibility, and that's fine. You can be a pretty good defender doing that. Into the attack. I'm going to be burning those calories, burning the lungs up, racing down the field, creating those overloads. That's a well-coached defender.
Dunham finds Torres, back to Dunham. Finds Ettinger on the right. Sobrian. Ransom back out to Dunham on the left. Ettinger
has a ton of real estate in front of him.
Wessay tries to turn it. Montreal's able to come away with it. Tries the sneak through, but Ransom's able to read it.
All the way up here, you could hear keeper, keeper, keeper.
Go through the midfield in that moment when you had all the space on that right side as you had Akintobi wide open.
And sometimes that happens. You know, you had the ball at your feet. You kind of get those blinders on. And then immediately, as you run into trouble, you start looking for the black shirt closest to you. But the better option, even if it's on the wing, in your mind, you're not seeing it, right? And as we progress up the pyramid, as we get better, you know, more and more skilled and calmer on the ball, those blinders start to come off, and you start to see, oh, wait, no, there's this whole field as well. Going to the replay. Montreal on the attack. And that split almost happens right there, but Ransom reads it perfectly. jog to get the ball.
Rolled all the way to field 4. Don't think the wind helps at all when the ball gets launched out of play like that either.
No.
Just continues to roll. It's a great clearance from Dunham. Montreal almost on an opportunity to counter. Dunham forces a throw-in for Montreal. Another throw-in incoming for Montreal. That is cleared back out of play. Throws it all the way. Tejiayo under a lot of pressure.
Got to credit Sanon on that one, his ability to calmly work, find the easy outlet. Even though Montreal seems to be stuck in their defensive third at the moment, very calm on the ball. Atlanta sitting back, electing not to apply pressure quite yet.
Kariamba, Tejiayo, feeds it out. Sadiq cutting inside, driving towards the box and launches it. And it goes just wide. Ball hits the Truist Pavilion as it's a goal kick incoming for Atlanta.
He's pretty thrilled with it. On the replay, watch Sadiq here. He cuts to the middle, sees some daylight and says, I'll have it. If the wind blows the right way, that's dipping in.
But it falls out of play. Will be a throw-in. Montreal.
Georges Chicam over here on the left wing. By himself.
Tejiayo launches it forward, almost got ahead to it. But the flag comes up for offside. For the Five Stripes. Mason Peacock will be checking into the match. Checking out of the match is Gabriel Wesse. As we see Peacock kind of stepping up into that striker role. Dunham. Armistead. Zuninga. Zuninga brings it back to Atlanta's defensive half. Passes it all the way back to Ransom.
Just work around, find the space. So one thing we look for sometimes is called pressing cues, right? So whenever, if you're not pressing all out, preserve those moments for pressing. And you try to find where a ball goes or a certain player receives a ball, then you start pressing. That's your pressing cue. So it looks like right there, the minute the ball got out to Akintobi, that was Montreal's pressing cue. Then they immediately jump-started their press. Each team has them, though, and each team has identified a particular player or a particular situation where they say, okay, now we're pressing, whether we send 1, 2, or we do a full coordinated press.
Has the ball at his feet. Lays it off to Tejiayo. Panye. It's intercepted as Atlanta's on the
Beautiful.
break. Peacock. Torres comes in, was looking for Zuniga. Offside.
I'll take it. I'll take the offside. You're moving the ball cleanly in the attack. Nice little back heel. Offside is just a moment of timing. That's easily sorted.
'58th minute here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. We're still scoreless.
Peacock, oh, you want me here? Okay, all right. Sure, I'll move around here. No. And actually, what we're doing is we're buying time and allowing our players to get where they need to be, double check assignments, make sure everyone's marked up.
Peacock.
Pressure. Love that run from him. Want to be a little cleaner on that step.
Good step. Put up. Sadiq. And a late sliding challenge. It will be a yellow card for Sabrian here in the 59th minute.
Going back to the replay on this, Montreal working the ball forward. Some real estate. Sabrian just comes in a little heavy on the challenge. If you're coming in at like a 90-degree angle and you're coming in with a heavy challenge, the ref was always going to call that unless you're getting cleanly the ball in its entirety.
Sannon. Hold the ball at his. Tries the ball,
wow.
launches it in, and goal, goal, goal. CF Montreal. After 60 minutes of no goals here at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground, CF Montreal is able to put one on the board. It's 1-0.
This is what we were talking about in the first half. Montreal leaving a winger out wide. Jacam perfectly. What a shot. Boot. Montreal sending a winger wide, and then that quick bump up top. Happened a lot in the first half. Finally roll.
After 60 minutes of no goals on either side, Montreal is able to put one on the board. Montreal now with all the momentum.
Yeah, look at Montreal's back line. They're at the half, right? This is the farthest they've been up. They sense a little bit of danger. They sense some blood in the water. And immediately what they're doing is they're trying to compress the field to one side. If I'm managing Atlanta right now, what I'm telling my players is, look, just put a shot on frame, okay? We want the goal line. On a dangerous game here, we have to hang back. We have to keep our goal secure. The last thing you want to do is give a now pressing side space and opportunity.
Torres. Armistead. Dunham. All the way back to Ettinger. Let's try. Trying to feed it up to Hernandez, but it's quickly taken away by Jacam. Ball rolls all the way back to Sannon. On the left now. Cutting in Montreal.
Cutting in, now dropping into defense. The minute Montreal gets possession back, Jacom goes wide. That's the matchup they're looking for on the wing now.
Ettinger heads it away. Sadiq and Torres trying to win the ball back. Zuninga. A little bit pull of the shirt. This will be on him. Ettinger. Brian finds Torres on the left. Torres gets trampled, as it will be a yellow for Montreal and a free kick opportunity for Atlanta.
One thing, guessing at speed. What we talked about in the first half, that ability to move with a sense of urgency. That was something that their coaches were talking about. And they seem to have gotten the message, because their ability to expand and then contract. Whether it's Doria Belair on the right, whether it's Jicom on the left. The minute they get the ball, they go wide.
Headed out. Montreal. Ball rolls all the way to Ransom, who's outside his box. Ransom is able to switch. The offside flag does come up.
Offside is almost. He almost had it. Just a little bit of timing, a little bit of adjustment.
'65th minute here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Montreal leads Atlanta 1-0 thanks to Tim Arnaud in the 60th minute. Will be a free kick here for the Five Stripes.
It's a conversation right now about who's going to take the free kick.
Armistead comes over to take it. Was looking for the far post.
Almost.
Tried the diving header, but St.
Allen just reached out and snagged it. Just made the dive in and grabbed it. You can't knock the bravery on that one. Heavy collision in the midfield.
Just both teams trying to win the ball back. A lot more physical as you have Atlanta desperately trying to find an equalizer, and CF Montreal now with all of the momentum.
Montreal is making the most of the wings at the moment. They're taking their opportunity, buying space, and not just that, but where Atlanta could move the ball a bit more fluidly. CF Montreal saying, nope, if you're going to come in now with the ball, we're going to put a hip on you, we're going to put a shoulder on you. As a result, a couple of cards have been handed out. Credit to the officials. It's been a well-called game in my opinion. They've allowed a lot of organic play on the wings, some heavy contested battles, not getting too heavily involved. The cards come out when they need it.
Making the run. Still loose in the box. Montreal's able to clear it. So Brian tried.
That bounce in the box, that was a good idea. Armstead tried lofting it centrally within the box, but just no one was there on the far, and he got a little bit of a heavy touch to it. The idea was good. Not to mention the athleticism. He won a clear foot race going down the field. Play.
Is able to win back possession.
Nice.
Hernandez connects, heads it down for himself. It's cleared out. It's going to be a goal kick.
That, okay.
From what we saw from our vantage point.
From what we saw from our vantage point, that looked a little bit like a blue shirt knocked it out, but game plays on.
Jeremy Sanon.
But again, that 1v1 defending for Montreal has just been great today. I mean, you don't want to talk about it too much because it's an Atlanta United broadcast, but they've been winning those one-on-one battles, and that's something that I guarantee you the Atlanta United coaching staff will talk about after this game, no matter how it ends. It's going to be those 1v1 battles and how those shape up.
On the break now, Dunham tries the sliding challenge. Torres is able to track down to win it back for Atlanta. On the break, Zuniga on the right. Zuniga gets tripped up, so it will be a throw-in.
That Dunham slide was not just about getting the ball. It's about Peacock. Letting it fly.
Brilliant ball into the box from Iowa. Just places it a little bit too high as it goes over the goal.
The delivery was wonderful. Can't ask any more from delivery. Peacock's going to want that one back. But this is the place where you work on that. I need to be a little cleaner here.
Armistead making the run. Armistead still making it into the box, tries the cross, and it goes wide, but it falls right back. Zuniga out to Torres. Misplayed pass. Trying to win it back, able to get it. Torres.
Edinger with a timely challenge.
Just trying to connect to Brian. Trying to win it back. Dunham does. Torres. No one there, still trying to capitalize.
Montreal player down. Looks like Cade Casimir. Looks like his right knee buckled. Immediately went down in pain, yelling out. So training staff working with them.
Casimir has done a great job for Montreal in this second half specifically, creating a lot of those opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Not only getting it out of their defensive half, but also creating them on the run as they've created much more opportunities in the second half than the first.
Yeah, link lines, right? I mean, it's part of the Yoma's work of the midfielder, and those quality midfielders always find a way to link the back line and the front line, coordinating these attacks. game, especially in the midfield. Certainly hope Casimir is up and able to get back in the game because he's been wonderful for CF Montreal.
Still looked at by the training staff for CF Montreal.
Keep in mind, this is U-18 Academy, right? So we want to make sure everybody, we want a good, fun, physical game. We also want every player, to come walking off in their own power. We want to make sure that everybody's up, healthy, opportunities to learn. Trainer's working over that. He just getting an on-field assessment. Luckily here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground, the state-of-the-art facility. So they have the ability to look at this pretty quickly.
As you have both teams walking back out onto the pitch. Montreal having a moment to check in with their head coach, reassess the game plan, as well as Atlanta United. Saw out there Braden Dunham giving some directions as he's wearing the captain's armband.
So we'd like to see as well a little bit of sportsmanship there. Like Dunham came in to check on him.
Casimir is up on his own accord.
Walking gingerly, but it's always great to see him up and walking. Adjustment there. Montreal looks like they're getting ready for a substitution.
He will be checking in Casimir's place.
Really hope Casimir's all right here. Nothing. Hopefully it's nothing long-lasting. He's played a heck of a game.
As McFall checks into the match for Casimir. Walked off on his own accord, had some help, limped off, but definitely hoping. Had a great game for CF Montreal. Wayward pass that rolls out. Will be a throw-in here for Atlanta.
A little bit of gamesmanship with the ball over here on CF Montreal side. Shifting feet.
Wind's picking up a lot more. Get it back. Ettinger. Hernandez skipping through. They'll switch it all the way back. Armistead. Armistead. Low in. Was trying to see if Vicente was right up there at the top. Back and Toby. Tries the cross again. Loose touch. There it is! Doing what he does best. A beautiful ball in from Io Akintobi. Connects to Vicente to make it tied 1-1.
Going to the replay, Akintobi, watch this wonderful delivery. Yeah, Isaiah Vicente, look at that. Just nice little knock and puts it in the back of the net. And just like we talked about the first half, this was a matter of a touch here, a touch there. It was the difference in this game. Finally went Atlanta's way. Calm, cool, and collected.
It's one touch. But that's also, too, we've seen Io Akintobi deliver those crosses in all game and just how perfect they are, and that could not be perfectly timed.
It was, and that's really what the difference in this game is that it's nothing crazy, right? It's not some kind of crazy wild move. It's not some wild sequence. It's basic fundamentals: clean delivery, clean passing, and then timing. You just make subtle adjustments. Atlanta found it, and then you had that cool skill at the end. Talent always has a say-so.
Loose. Montreal wide open on the right. Driving into the box. Still
defending.
Was calling for a penalty. Ref says play on. Montreal still going. Stood up. Atlanta on the break. It did roll out of play. So it's a throw in here for Atlanta. Torres finds Ettinger on the right. Ettinger finds Dunham. Zuninga. Armistead making the run in.
Get there.
Just too much on that one. It's a great idea, the connection from Zuninga to try to find Armstead making the run.
That overlap was right of timing there between the run and the pass. Again, one of those moments. If that lands perfectly, that's going to be a very, very dangerous play. Love the run, though.
Y'all.
Chico now is going to be the danger man on the wing.
Torres almost comes away with it, but Montreal is able to win it. Able to get ball. Great challenge from Torres. Tried the ball, was looking for Hernandez making the run on the right. Just again, a little too much there.
That was excellent defending, though. The ability to recover the ball. You want the delivery to be a little cleaner than that, but this is, if you're any of the coaching staff for this Atlanta United side, you have to be thrilled with that sequence because it wasn't just recovery, it was recovery and then immediately deliver downfield. The rest of it we can clean up.
Georgie Gaiervo checking into the match for the Five Stripes. Checking out is Landon Zuninga. Had an excellent game there. That partnership between him and Armistead is one that's going to be fun to watch for the rest of the season. Cariamba.
Franco de Chico out wide, alone on the left. So when we're watching DeChico here on the left, the one thing is, right as he finds the ball, his ability, what's drop back, right? Is it the same foot speed? Is it the same reaction time? Because that was something that was just a little while ago very dangerous for CF Montreal. Their ability to get out wide, almost to the touchline, and then drop back into defense the minute that Atlanta recovered the ball. You're asking a lot out of these wingers to do this.
Michael Perez checking into the match. He'll slot in right in the midfield, that partnership with Kariyamba. Hernandez. Hernandez tried to skip it to himself. It's taken away. Sannon just launches it wide just as the wind picks up. Ettinger back into the air. Vicente. Atlanta brings it all the way back to the back line. He'll be calling for it. Ettinger will pass it back to Dunham. Atlanta.
Just take your time.
Looking for the moment. Vicente. Finds Akintobi. Back to Ettinger. Finds Torres. Torres tries to skip it. Ref will blow the whistle. Was playing advantage.
And again, Montreal's coaching staff extolling their players to try to move with that sense of urgency again. It's very difficult to maintain that for a long period of time. Knowing when to turn it on and when you can take that breather. But the pressure that was applied by Atlanta United, I mean, that's something where what you're trying to do is take almost a certainly completed pass.
Atlanta steals it back from Montreal. Dunham. Back to Dunham, slowly creeping towards the attacking half. It's the wants to do. Just notice how you see Dunham and Ettinger just slowly creeping up each time they pass the ball back and forth, and that's just putting them more forward into the attacking half as Vicente is brought down.
Grabbing into his hamstring. Point you bring up as we go to the replay here. Fighting for the ball, just gets knocked from behind. And that's what's so great to see out of a U18 Academy side is patience. Like you pointed out, every time they got the ball, they just kind of worked up just a little bit, trying to exploit space. It's
Dunham.
Game of space and time.
Dunham. Beautiful ball over top. Armistead. Armistead gets the touch. Driving into the box. Still loose. It's headed for the Five Stripes.
Armistead's a player. Love watching this guy play. Lung-busting runs. Oh, beautiful.
Ettinger. Torres. And ref's going to give a card to Aiden Torres.
I believe they're saying he's diving. I don't know about that. Let's take a look. Working the round. Back,
yep.
But appears that things on the field may look differently.
From the replay we saw, it was like an outstretched arm, shoves Aiden Torres to the ground.
Very smart by Dunham there. Just head it back to the keeper. And that's typically what you see is if an arm is extended, then the attacking player gets. The ref would make a call. However, something there didn't click or register. Largely a very, very well called game.
So Brian, that is his second yellow. And so Brian will be sent off. So now for the next couple of minutes, 3 minutes plus whatever stoppage time is added, Atlanta will be playing with 10 men.
We're going to the replay here. The battle, it looked to be a 50-50 challenge there.
Because it's almost like you have them on player, they're just right up against each other,
right,
and you're both trying to go for it. I don't think there was any malice in trying to stop it.
No, I agree with that. But what I will say is that if you're on a yellow card, you know that you have to play a certain way. You have to dial back, and that's the danger of receiving a yellow card, is that now you have to sort of remove the teeth from your attack. You have to be limited on your challenges, and it's a very, very unfortunate aspect of it. But so Brian, 2 yellows out of the game now. If you're Atlanta now, just watch your assignments, watch your spaces, be judicious in your counters.
Throws it in quickly. Peacock is able to hold on to it. Earns another throw in here for the 5 stripes. We'll see how much stoppage time gets added. I would injury that happened to Casimir. Be a goal kick here for Montreal. We'll be getting 5 minutes of stoppage time. Sadiq just in the perfect position to stop it. Throw in Montreal. It's a goal kick here for the 5 stripes.
Just want to be mindful about your touches, especially in the back. You have to be clean with the passing. Anytime you move forward, you're down a man, so you have to be sure that you're judicious in those moments. Send on with the flying kung fu roundhouse.
We hadn't had an analogy all second half. I was waiting for the other one to come in. So I'm glad it finally came before the second half ended.
It was pretty impressive.
It was.
He got some good elevation on that.
The one thing I love, especially in the U18s, is having a goalkeeper who is confident enough to make up and take that step there. And Jeremy Sandin and Jonathan Ransom have done that both respectively for Atlanta and Montreal in this game.
Yeah, goalkeeper play has been really impressive all day. The athleticism, the timing, attack the ball. This is light years difference than where keeping was.
Beautiful ball from Ransom, connects to Armistead, making the overlapping run.
Historically, you had keepers that were good with their feet, right? And then now keepers who almost move sort of like they're midfielders or very capable defenders. It's a delight to see. I know we all, as fans, love seeing the brilliant, majestic attackers, right? These players who can just move with the ball like a dream, but the ability of these goalkeepers now to play a multifaceted role in the game is just amazing to see.
Gairov steps up to take the corner kick for the Five Stripes. It will be an in-swinger. Headed out.
Beautiful.
Right in between the legs. It's great defending from Montreal. Montreal tries to turn now on the break. Just Armistead back. Coming to meet him is throw-in for the Five Stripes.
This is why we're judicious about when we are moving bodies forward when we're down a man. And the brilliant move to put Armistead in as the last person back because he has the athleticism and he makes the wise judgment not to go immediately out to the ball, but instead to maintain the rest of the team to be aggressive with their defense. It's one of those situations where everyone does their job individually, and that allows the team to do their job collectively. Sent on.
Ettinger heads it down. Torres gets a touch to it. Akintobi settles it. Was under pressure, rolls out for a throw-in.
I'll take it. The reason why sent on is immediately launching the ball downfield is because you're trying to catch Atlanta. As a result, there will be a space available. And you're trying to move the ball before Atlanta can recompose their defense.
Long-winded and cleared out. Tracking it down. On the break, on the right flank. Hernandez. Vicente. All the way out. Finds Armistead. Armistead. Low cross in. Was looking for Peacock. Still falls to Armistead. A battle to try to win it. It goes out. It's
Armistead again using that body to shield. Make the Montreal player force a move. Atlanta throwing as a result.
Don't know how much will be added here. Long throw into the box. Loose. And that's gonna do it. Montreal Vicente from a beautiful curler from Io Akintobi is able to equalize it. And that's where it stands, 1-1 here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground.
A brilliant played by both sides. Energetic, physical. I would have been happy paying good money to come see this game. The scoreline, yes, 1-1. But what you saw on the wings, they were allowed to play. They were allowed to be physical. Obviously, you want to end the game without an injury. However, there's defensive play. One defending. As a natural defender myself, this is the exact kind of game I want to see.
As a defender in co-ed as well, same as here as well. I have to bring it up, you know? I have a little bit of a soft spot for defenders, yes. Especially from the play and everything else as well. It was a great battle on both sides, both offensively and defensively, but neither team able to come away with the 3 points. It's 1-1 here at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. He is Nick Alifi. I'm Madden Cruz. We're signing off, but before we do, we'll get ready for FC Cincinnati Atlanta United on 92 game. Myself and Abe Gordon will be ready, and then Mike Conti and Longshore will take over 2:30. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time.